Hi students, good morning everyone. Today we are looking at C reading from first unit 10th class textbook, that is I will do it. I will do it. You know Narayana Murthy, father of IIT IT sector, father of IT sector and founder of Infosys. You are going to know in this lesson about Narayana Murthy, and the lesson other name is Sudha Murthy, his wife, a famous author and a computer engineer also. Sudha Murthy, the wife of N.R. Narayana Murthy, is an Indian social worker. She is an Indian social worker and author. Murthy began her professional career as a computer scientist and engineer also. She is the chairperson of the Infosys Foundation. Who is the founder of Infosys? Narayana Murthy is the founder and she is the chairperson of Infosys Foundation. She has founded several orphanages, participated in rural development efforts, supported the movement to provide all Karnataka government schools with computer and library facilities, and established the Murthy Classical Library of India at Harvard University. Murthy also teaches computer science. She composed a fiction, Dollar Source. The present story is a selection from one of her most successful stories, that is How I Taught My Grandmother to Read and Write. How I Taught My Grandmother to Read and Other Stories. This present story is taken from How I Taught My Grandmother to Read. So, you are going to know about Narayana Murthy, who is the founder of Infosys, and he is the father of IT sector, and he has uncompromising nature, and he is an icon of simplicity. About his childhood and how uh, he had become a founder of IT sector, that is Infosys, and his experiences you are going to know in this lesson. Let me read first paragraph. He was short. Narayana Murthy, the boy, at his childhood days, he was short, but he was sharp. He was sharp. He was very active. He was sharp, but he was sharp, very active, very intelligent. He was the brightest boy in his class. You know what is the meaning of brightest? And he was very intelligent boy in the class. And his seniors used to ask him to solve their difficulties in science. His seniors also, not his classmates, seniors also used to ask doubts when they feel difficulty in science, and they feel any difficult problem or any difficult theory, if they don't understand, they come to him and solve their problems. He can say immediately, he could answer to their questions. He could have gone unnoticed in a crowd. He could have gone unnoticed in a crowd, but once you asked him a question related to physics or maths, there was a spark in his eyes. He could have gone unnoticed in a crowd. That means unnoticed. Usually he is quiet. That's why he couldn't be noticed. When you ask a question related to physics or mathematics, there is a spark in his eyes. Spark is a feeling of excitement. Spark is a feeling of excitement, and you can notice him when you ask question related to physics and mathematics. There is a spark in his eyes. Immediately you can notice the boy was Narayana Murthy. He could grasp theories of science faster than the speed of light. Grasp. What is the meaning of grasp? Quick to understand. He could grasp. He was very sharp, very quickly he can understand theories of science. He can understand theories of science very quickly, very fast, and faster than the speed of light. Faster than the speed of light. He came from a poor family but educated. But his family was educated family, but it was poor family. His father was a high school teacher and an avid reader of English literature. What was his father? His father was a high school teacher. and was an avid reader of English literature. Avid means very keen reader, very enthusiastic reader of English literature. Literature means plays, poems, dramas, fiction, anything written in English is called literature. He was an avid reader of English literature. He, like all the boys in his class, was trying to get admission into some engineering college. Like all the boys, he was studying intermediate then, and like all boys, he too wanted and he too tried to get admission in some engineering college. The brighter ones wanted to study in the Indian Institutes of Technology or the IITs. Brightest boy. He was the brightest boy in the class. Like him, other boys also wanted to join engineering college. Like others also, he too wanted to join engineering college, that is IIT, Indian Institute of Technology. There was an entrance test for IIT. So to get admission in engineering college, they have to face examination, an entrance test for IIT. This boy along with his friends applied to appear for the test. This boy Narayana Murthy also applied to appear for the test. They didn't have any special books or coaching. In those days, they don't have any special coaching or any special books. They have to revise, they have to read all the time their academic books, and there is no special books and no coaching, special coaching in those days. All these IIT aspirants would sit below the shade of a stone mandap close to Chamundi Hills in the sleepy town of Mysore. All these aspirants, aspirants means a person who wanted to achieve seat in IIT. All these IIT aspirants. Aspirant means a person who wanted to achieve seat in IIT. All these students would sit below the shade of a stone mandap. It was a veranda in the temple, that is called stone mandap, close to Chamundi Hills. Where is it? It was very near to Chamundi Hills in the sleepy town of Mysore. What is the meaning of sleepy here? Sleepy is very silent, very quiet. It was far away. It was a remote area, far away, very silent, routine, normal town of Mysore. He was the guide for others. What is the meaning of guide? A person who advised other students, other people. He was the guide for other students also. While the others struggled to solve the problems in the question paper, he would smile shyly and solve them in no time. So when all other students are feeling difficulty to solve the problems, this boy smiled shy because he was introvert. He doesn't want to express his feelings. Very quiet and smile shyly and solve their problems within no time. Within no time means very quickly he can solve the problems. He sat alone below a tree and dreamt of studying at IIT. He sat alone. After going all these classmates going away, he sat alone below a tree and he had a dreamt of joining IIT, studying IIT, Bangalore, Chennai. It was the ultimate aim for any bright boy at that age. Even it still is today. He was then only 16 years old. How old was he then? 16 years old. Any bright student has such kind of aim. Even today also, their ultimate aim is to join IIT. They want to become an IITian. Even today, brightest candidates, intelligent students want to become IITians. How old was he? He was then 16 years old. So he applied like other students. He too applied to appear entrance test. The D-Day came. D-Day means very important day. The D-Day came. Very important. The special day. Very important day. Very important. Very important day you remember in your life. If it is your birthday, you never forget. You remember the date of your birthday. When does it come? You are waiting eagerly. So here the D-Day, very important day. The day came. He came to Bangalore, stayed with some relatives and appears for the entrance test. So he came along with his friends, came to Bangalore and stayed in some relatives and appeared for the entrance test. He did very well, but would only say okay when others asked. If others asked what is his answer, okay, but he was excellent. He did very well examination. How did you take examination? Others asked means what is his answer? Just okay. But it was the opposite when it came to food. It was opposite. What was opposite? It came to food. When he said okay, it implied bad. When the food is bad, he says okay. When he said good, if the food is okay, he says good. When the food is good, he says excellent. Why does he say his principle was never to hurt anyone? What was his principle? His principle was never hurt anyone. The IIT entrance results came. He had passed with a high rank. He got excellent rank, high rank. What a delight for any student. Any joy, delight, happiness for any student. It is very common. After getting high rank, it is very common for any student. There is no bond for the happiness and delightfulness. So it was very delight for any student, and he was thrilled. He went to his father, who was reading a newspaper. At that time, when he went to his father. His father was reading newspaper. Anna, I have passed the exam. What he said to his father, how he addressed his father, Anna, very respectable word to address elder people, particularly man. Anna, I have passed the exam. Well done, my boy. What he said? Well done, my boy. I want to join IIT. What he said? He expressed his opinion in front of his father. What he said? He wanted to join IIT. Students, up to here, read lesson. Try to understand meanings. If there is any difficult word in the paragraphs, almost all meanings I have told while teaching. But try to read up to this part of the lesson. Tomorrow morning, I continue the lesson. Thank you.